Okay, so we're going to start with a super simple geography question. Or at least it seems simple. The answer, though, it's got a twist that might just change how you look at a world map. Let's dive in.
All right, here it is. How many countries share a land border with Canada? Go on, take a sec. You've probably got an answer in your head right away, and you're feeling pretty good about it, right? And you know what? You're not wrong. That first answer that popped into your head is absolutely correct, and it points to one massive neighbor. Yep, of course. We're talking about the United States. It's the country that defines Canada's entire southern border, and even a big chunk of its northwestern one, up by Alaska. This relationship is huge. It shapes everything from trade and culture to the daily lives of millions of people.
And the scale of this thing, it's just mind-boggling. We're talking 8,891 kilometers. To put that in perspective, that's like driving from Lisbon all the way to Moscow, and then turning right back around and driving almost the entire way back. It is enormous.
This is officially the longest international land border in the world. Nobody else even gets close. So, that's it, right? Case closed. Canada has one neighbor.
But this is where our little geography quiz gets fun. Because what if I told you the answer isn't one? What if there's another name on that list?
To find it, we've got to look at a part of the map that most people just, gloss over. Tucked way up in the high Arctic, there's a little detail that gives Canada a second and totally unexpected land neighbor.
It's Denmark. Yeah, you heard me right. Denmark. The country of Legos, Vikings, and amazing pastries. Just let that sink in. Canada, a North American country, shares a land border with a European one.
Okay, wait. How is that even possible? I mean, Copenhagen is over 4,000 kilometers away from Canada. Well, the answer is just a fantastic bit of geographical and political trivia. The whole key to this puzzle has a name: Hans Island. It's this tiny piece of rock that connects these two very distant countries, and in doing so creates one of the most unique borders on the planet.
Okay, let's break this down. It's actually pretty simple when you connect the dots. First, you have to remember that the Kingdom of Denmark governs the massive territory of Greenland. Second, Greenland is literally right next door to Canada's northernmost islands in the Arctic. And finally, sitting right in the strait between them is our little island, Hans Island.
Now, Hans Island itself is basically just a barren rock, only about 1.3 square kilometers. For decades, both Canada and Denmark claimed the whole thing, which led to this really friendly whiskey war, where their militaries would go take down the other country's flag and leave a bottle of Canadian whiskey or Danish schnapps as a parting gift. But its real importance isn't what's on it, it's where it is, smack dab in the middle of the channel separating those two huge landmasses.
So how do you go from a friendly bottle-swapping dispute to an actual official border? Well, this whole thing is actually super recent, and it officially redrew a tiny but really significant part of the world map.
So in 2022, in what's really a masterclass in peaceful diplomacy, Canada and Denmark finally sat down and agreed to settle it. What'd they do? They just drew a line right through the middle of the island. And the second they drew that line, what was once a maritime boundary became a physical land border. Honestly, it set an amazing precedent for how to solve these kinds of disputes in the Arctic.
And this creates just the most amazing contrast, doesn't it? On one hand, Canada shares the world's longest land border with the US, almost 9,000 kilometers. And on the other hand, it now shares one of the world's shortest, a tiny 1.2-kilometer line drawn across a frozen rock in the middle of nowhere with Denmark.
So let's wrap this up. Canada officially has two land neighbors, the United States with the longest border on Earth, and Denmark with one of the absolute shortest. And it's all because of this cool, peaceful agreement over a tiny island that's connected to Greenland, which is, of course, a Danish territory. It just proves that the world map, a thing we look at all the time, is still packed with surprises if you just know where to look. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it, what other amazing geographical facts are hiding out there right in plain sight, just waiting for us to find them.